Right. Jesse on fire, live streaming again tonight. And this time we've got a banger. Actually, I guess last night was a banger also, but we are going to look at Hunter Kozak's new interview. And it is very long, very long. Okay. So we're going to do some of it tonight and we're going to do some of it later on. But I wanted to show you guys something real quick before we even, before we do anything. Okay. So check this out. Hey, what's that up there in the top left corner that's covered ever so slightly by the plant? Is that a symbol? Is that a logo that anyone recognizes? Like if I were to look up Antifa flags, I wonder if that would resemble one of them. Anyway, we'll talk about it though, right? We'll talk about that as well as other things. Then we're going to talk about Kyle Kulinski because as I just want to give you a little preview of the title of his video that we're going to cover is MAGA meat writer Joe Rogan goes full Christian weirdo. So he said that. Okay. He said MAGA meat writer goes full Christian weirdo about Rogan. So, yeah. Okay. Listen, let me tell you why I'm smirking like that real quick. It's because when they go out like that, you know what I mean? It's like you have chosen this. Like, I don't need to feel guilty at all, no matter what jokes I tell about him. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes like when people like just say things and I just disagree with them. And then like, I'm like, I don't want to go like I go hard on them, but then I kind of feel guilty afterwards. But when you have made the decision to make this the title of your video, and I can only imagine what's in it. As a matter of fact, I only know of one sentence that was in it. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to eat his liver, dude. And it's a lot worse than the title. But yeah, so he asked for it. You know what I mean? He has asked for this. And I am very much going to enjoy lighting him up because he is a piece of human trash. Okay, what's up with the relationship with Jesus? Well, hey, he's going to tell you what his issue is with it. I certainly don't share his opinion, obviously, but yeah, meat writer. Listen, Clancy. Okay, you can't like. Nope, I'm not making fun of her. Like I was gonna make it. Like, come on. You look all hot in your picture, and then like you put meat writer. I was going to make a bad joke. Anyway, okay. So I want to tell you guys something else though, okay? Because I actually, for once, I can't believe that I am going to say this, but I have such a great video about Ilhan Omar, believe it or not, okay? Ilhan Omar, right? Because in my mind, she is not the best. You know what I mean? But in this video, it turns out she does have some redeemable qualities after all. Listen to this, and then we'll get into all of it. And by the way, if everybody would go ahead and like the video, I would appreciate that very much. And if you're not subscribed yet, I would appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. Now watch this. This is bananas, dude. Okay, this is Anna Paulina Luna talking about a delegation that they did together in the EU.
Actually was on a delegation to the EU with the House Democracy Partnership Institute, and she was on that delegation. And there was a member from Belgium that was there who was a total asshole. He was saying, you know, your Congress isn't respected by your own president. He doesn't respect you guys. You guys are basically a joke. He was telling this to our delegation. Sure. And so I was kind of sparring with the guy. And then Ilhan spoke after me. She was sitting, I think like 2 seats to my left. And this like blew me away. And she looks at the guy, she goes, you might not like what our president is doing, and you might not agree with our foreign policy, but when we're here, you will respect our president. She was talking about Trump.
Stop it.
So that's why I say interesting, because like when...
What's up, dude? Ilhan Omar representing on the foreign stage, like, hey, dude, hey, guy, you can run your mouth all you want, but you're going to respect Trump or else I'm going to get you. This is America, son. Now, I'll tell you why I love that so much, aside from obvious, aside from just obvious. If you've been watching my stuff for a long time, what is my position on this kind of thing always, right? Like, it's exactly that. right? Where I say, I'm like, do I strike you guys as someone who has a lot of, what's the right way to put this? Views in common with Brittany Griner, the person who is pretending to, qualify biologically for the WNBA. In my opinion, probably lying, right? In case you guys haven't seen the video of her in the pool in board shorts, shirtless, not so much, you know what I mean? But when they when Brittany Griner was in Russia, and there was a lot of people that all leave her there, and I was like, leave her there? They're like, yeah, leave her there. She's BLM and she's woke. Leave her there. I was like, okay, you guys are smoking crack. She's American, okay, or he or whatever. They're American, dude. Like, she's in a fucking Russian gulag. Okay, we get her back to America, him, whatever, get them back to America, and then we can tell them that they are invading the WNBA and they have stupid ideas about this or whatever. But like, first thing is a foreign country is holding her hostage. We need to get her back. Now we can talk shit to each other. Okay, like we talk shit all day. But when it comes to other countries, like, that's an American. And Ilhan Omar has the same approach. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. She gets mad props for that, dude. She gets mad props for that. And Anna Paulina Luna also gets mad props for telling that story and for being the hottest congressperson probably ever. I don't know. What do you guys think? Can you guys think of any chicks in Congress that are hotter than Anna Paulina Luna? Like, I can't think of one off the top of my head. She's a smoke. She's smart too, dude. She's smart. She's like, she comes off really, really well.
We fight together, right? And like, there's always this push and pull in politics, and politics is messy. But I didn't expect that being on a delegation with a foreign government, but she said that. And
shit's gangster, dude. Shit's gangster. Give Ilhan, I can't believe I'm saying this. Give Ilhan Omar, what? I can't say her name. I can't say Ilhan Omar props without it. Just like, I just fumble the ball, dude. All right. So, in other news, before we get to the meat and it's been 7 minutes. We can get to the meat and bones, dude. We can get to the meat and bones. We don't need to talk about this bone right here, dude. Bone in her pants. You know what I mean? Okay. Do you guys, I'm going to poll you guys first. Okay. Do you guys want to do Kyle Kulinski calls all Christians weirdos and worse, and I respond to that, I'm going to eviscerate him? Or would you like to evaluate Hunter Kozak's interview that he did for about 40, it's a 45-minute interview. We're going to do, certainly a big portion of it. My vote is Kyle Kulinski. I'll just tell you that, guys, that right now. I would rather eviscerate Kyle Kulinski first, but it's up to you guys. If the majority of you would rather see the Hunter Kozak interview, I will do that. It's up to you guys. Okay. Hunter. Okay. Both Hunter. All right, dude. We'll do Hunter first. It is what it is, dogs. Okay. So what we're going to do then, is we will do so like I said, it's a 42-minute interview that we're going to do in multiple parts. So what we'll do is we'll do, let's say, like 10, 15 minutes of this. Then I'll do Kyle, then I'll come back. Okay. So let's listen to Kyle Kulinski. And by the way, in case you guys did not know, okay, if you have not seen the video yet that I put out yesterday morning, okay, Robin Westman, the guy who they just showed on the screen, from Minnesota, I connected him to Lance Twiggs. Okay, so you need to watch that video. So thus far, I don't have a direct connection between Hunter Kozak and them, but I have connected Sky Valdez, who is the person who wrote and posted the song "Charlie Kirk Dead at 31," 3.5 weeks prior to Charlie Kirk's murder, painted a picture of Charlie of a person on a roof in the prone position, all that, and we've connected all of those people. So Hunter Kozak is the one, that's the one we're after, dude. Right? So let's go ahead and let's see what he has to say about everything.
The statistical analysis on trans shooters, and sort of the point that I was trying to make was that it's sort of a statistical outlier, that they're extremely underrepresented when it comes to how peaceful they are. Obviously, that question, pretty ironic given when it was given.
Oh, that's interesting. That's good. Good tradecraft. Your face definitely didn't give it away right there, dude. You know, hey, you didn't give it away right there at all. Oh, and by the way, Legally Brunette, aka Stephanie, smoke. What's up, chat? Thank you for the content. You are very welcome. You are very, very welcome, and thank you for the $2 and being here. Sam Wilson gifted 5 Jesse on Fire memberships. Thank you, dude. And whoever got those, enjoy. Lots of new stuff in the members, lots of like members only stuff. Okay, so again, right out of the gate, right? Okay, keep in mind the implication that I'm making is that this dude was you know, I mean, obviously I don't know for sure, but I'm saying like this is the dude who asked the last question, and this is him like, oh, ironic given the last. Look at his face.
Yeah, so I mostly came in there because Charlie's very open about having some sort of dialogue or some sort of conversation that, you know, he believes in engaging. And I'm pretty on the record of how much I disagree with him, but I do definitely respect how much he's willing to platform voices to ensure that, you know, at least some semblance of a good conversation can come out of it.
Oh, that's interesting that he would say that, dude. Peter Gohawks, Jesse, have you seen Baron Coleman's deep dive on Lance Twiggs and Tyler? It's insane. YouTube, it's like 2 hours. Couldn't stop. Are you talking about the one from? Are you talking about Turkey Tom? Baron Coleman? No, but I will for sure. Let me actually go get on that right now, so that I can, and then I'll react to it for you guys. Okay, Baron Coleman. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. If I don't do this, then I will forget. Okay. But anyway, so he just said that, like, oh, this guy. Yeah, I know this guy. So he says that he respects Charlie Kirk. That's hilarious because he literally has said in every clip that I've ever seen of him talking about Charlie Kirk that he hates Charlie Kirk, that he wants to punch him in his stupid face. Remember that? Right? Like, that is as a matter of fact, while we look at this, I'm going to be finding other clips of him that just completely contradict exactly what he is saying here. Hey, Jesse, happy Halloween. Thank you very much, Kayla. And enjoy the membership, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. And as far as these like statistical anomaly thing when it comes to trans shooters, is that in response to the way that him and Turning Point were framing that as like a big issue?
So it was about 3 weeks ago. There was a trans shooter at a Catholic church. Charlie made a bunch of tweets basically saying, like, when are we going to start noticing that this is a trend? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting my math degree at UVU. That was my university. And I was like, there's an answer to that. There's, you know, we can determine if there's some sort of outliers, we can use p-values, things like that. And I was like, according to the data, it really doesn't pan out that there is a trend here at all. So I kind of made a video calling him out a little bit and saying, hey, I want to come debate you. I want to come do it. And a lot of people were kind of encouraging me. So I kind of wanted to come and have my, I guess my little audience see that.
Mm-hmm. How was the energy whenever you arrived to the event?
Very conservative, for sure. Everyone was very energetic.
He's all, what was the energy like? He's all very conservative. He's like, how did you know? He's like, well, I didn't see any. That's a bad joke, dude. I'm trying to get back in good graces with the algorithm because since my last, so I counted and I had 14 videos get demonetized in the last 2 months, 2 of them being 18 plus, and none of my videos will trend now. Like since the last 18 plus, they won't trend. Like they'll just, they just, you know, like if you got any creators know, like it's doing well and then it spikes, like I'm in jail. So I'm trying not to say things that are like too far on the margins. That was going to be a really bad joke. It's going to be really fucking funny though. I promise that.
Chanting Trump, chanting USA.
Get comfortable. Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
There was a line of liberals on the rooftop who were holding like pride flags and I think some like Palestine flags and things like that. And, you know, there was a little bit of taunting back and forth.
Oh, really? There was a lot of taunting back and forth because of the pride or because of the Palestine flags. Like, have you been paying attention to American politics? It's like, no, I have just been going on the Unfuck America tour where we, wait a minute. Oh, there he is. I was going to say, they didn't take him off, did he? It's like, what was it again? It's like, he followed Charlie Kirk around and talked about how much he hated him in videos. So just in case anyone was curious, you know, what he was doing prior to this, that would potentially implicate that maybe he was, you know, definitely involved in the whole thing.
But not very out of hand. Most of the debaters were either like asking questions like who's better, LeBron or Jordan, or like some like theological debates about distinctions between like Mormonism and Christians.
That Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God over all. Christ is God.
But also,
okay, in a moment of actual seriousness, if you guys saw my stream last night, when I saw those texts from 2018 between Charlie and Candace when he prophesied his own death, that hit pretty heavy for me because it was, to me, very obvious that like he essentially saw his life as he was, you know, he's here for a short period of time with a very specific purpose, and the purpose being realized, he was not going to be alive to experience that himself. I covered this extensively. The video that I have dropping in the morning about TPUSA responding to Candace has a big section in that video about it, and I would just encourage everybody to check that out because I don't know. It's really, when you really think about it, it's super heavy, dude, and you know, which makes it even more so like I just am itching to just fucking destroy Kyle Kulinski. Thank you, Sam. Been a dedicated watcher. Great content, Jesse. Thank you very much. Let's continue.
So the event lasted, I want to say 20 minutes, maybe. Like, I really didn't get a good finger on the pulse on what an event would really look like because, I mean, I showed up fairly early. I was the second person to speak there. So, like, you know, the first person was maybe 10 minutes and I maybe got like less than a minute in. So
could you give us kind of a recap?
So, like, while you were there, at what point were you doing this? Like, at what point were you...
Talk to Charlie Kirk. You can see him right here. This is the full footage. You can see that it is not the time that the shot took place. He was caught rehearsing his reaction of what he was going to do whenever he saw the event take place. Hunter has responded to these allegations. Listen to what he has to say, and I'm going to replay the video to see if it matches his description.
And the latest thing, which is I do this bit where if someone says something really uninteresting, but says it like it's interesting, I act shocked and surprised to them. I'm like, whoa, you're telling me this for the first time? In line, the person behind me said something really stupid, and I looked over to the person in front of me and was like, well, look at this. Whoa. And suddenly that's me practicing for being surprised.
That's the first time I've actually seen him try to explain that, and it's even worse than I thought it would be. That is insane. Okay.
Let's rewatch and let's see if he looks like
he's literally not talking to anyone.
He's talking to somebody else that is in line with him. Or does it seem like he's out there having a good time? He seems like he's partying. Nobody's talking to him. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Make sure you like and follow for more.
Wow. That is crazy talk, man. Hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? You guys believe him? That's just a thing that he does. It's just a thing he does.
Cap of how that conversation with Charlie went.
Sure.
Yeah, this is working. Hey, Charlie. Hey, hopefully we're going to have a little bit more disagreement.
So it was, I came in and I said, hey, there was a shooting that happened maybe a few weeks ago in Minneapolis.
And ever since then, about 3 weeks later, the Trump DOJ said that we should start talking about revoking gun rights for transgender Americans. Now,
do you think, you agree with this? Is that a fair assessment or something like that? And he said, yes. And then I said,
So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Excellent answer. Excellent answer. You know, and it's one of those things. It's like, Jesse on Fire, you say you're like extra busy right now. Like you have no time. Like I haven't even been able to train jujitsu. Like I didn't train jujitsu yesterday and I only trained 3 days last week. Very unlike me. Why, Jesse? Because I've been so dick deep in the community of transgender shooters and where they're all communicating and uncovering all kinds of things that certainly would indicate that not only have they been doing this in a coordinated fashion, all of them are all connected, like the majority of them are all connected, but it seems like anyway, there's a video coming on that as well. But again, watch the one that I did yesterday, FBI suppressing evidence, Lance Twiggs, that one. It's important. Like you have to watch that.
I said, there's 5. And I said, do you know how many shootings there have been? I think maybe my memory's a little hazy. I haven't rewatched the videos, honestly. But it was something like this, which I knew the answer was a little under 6,000. He said something like, we need to account for gang violence. And I think I was like, I was in the middle of saying, great, did you run a statistical analysis on that, right? Like essentially saying you have the burden of proof. And I think I was in the middle of
what's on his wrist
of saying that when he got shot. I went down pretty immediately, and everyone near me, everyone in the rest of my line who I'd been talking to for the last like few hours, dropped down with me. I remember I have a brother who was in a school shooter.
Oh, he's going to tell this story again, huh? Legally Brunette, smash that like as cost of admission. Thank you. Yeah, you guys, if you guys don't mind subscribing and liking the video, that would be amazing. Yeah, he's going to tell this again about how he knew instantly that it was actually a targeted assassination and not a mass shooter, because that makes perfect sense, you know, because when you watch everybody else like frantically running because they're afraid they're going to get shot and die, those people are the weirdos. Him just knowing that's normal.
In a school shooting, and I was talking about the distinction between these, that like for me, it was there wasn't as much fear as I think I would expect, because I recognized immediate, like I think I was a lot more logical than I thought I would be in that moment, where I was like, that's an assassination. He is the target. He is the only target. I am freaked out, but I know that I'm okay.
It's unbelievable that he keeps on telling this dumbass story. Like, oh, I'll just, you know, like this is one that like sounds good, so I'll just stick to it. You know, I'll just keep on saying it. You're all, well, which is it, dude? Were you so frantic that your hands were shaking as they went to your head, you know, because you were so shocked by what you saw? Or were you like, oh, it's just a targeted assassination, so I'm not as afraid as I thought I would be, while everyone else is behaving the exact same except for you, you know? And again, as Nissy Social pointed out, the kid wanted to be an actor. Like this guy, dude, strap this seriously. Yes, dude. Honestly, I actually know the person who like runs the Unfuck America tour, and they're good people actually, you know. But like, I am going to offer that kid I'm going to go through her and be like, I will give him $20,000 cash if he takes a polygraph test on camera. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that shit right now. So I will do that. I will give him 20 fucking grand if he takes a polygraph, a person who I employ to polygraph him on camera.
Whatever. It definitely became chaotic. My wife was in the crowd. I tried reaching her. It took me like 20, 30 minutes. Just a lot of chaos as like, I sort of shifted in a weird place. Then I had to wrap back around, and I couldn't find her, and our phones weren't really working, and it was bombarded by texts, and I don't know. So it was very chaotic, and it took a while to really orient myself. But it was a strange environment because people were kind of milling around afterward. I think a lot of people had this similar idea that it's like, this is different. An assassination is very different from a mass shooting, where a mass shooting, you disperse, right? Everyone's a target. But when it comes to an assassination, it's everyone just sort of was there. And I heard a number of people say, like, so much for the tolerant left, right? Like the 2 or 3 people said that as they walked by.
And what do you think about that assessment?
I made this video a little while ago. I've been following, sounds crazy. I've been following Charlie Kirk for a little while. I went to Tampa, Florida for one of his events. I remember I was just basically interviewing some of these, some of his followers, and I found this girl, and she seems so young and bright, ignorant for sure, dumb, I would probably say. I'm like, I'll be honest, dumb, but I was just asking her questions, and I started bringing up, I'm like, oh, liberals would say, and then I would give my argument, right?
You know, someone can go get like a whole surgery done, you know, without parent approval. It's like, how is that even happening? How are they going to the doctor's appointments without the parents there?
And then, like, I know I've seen parents on social media where they're like, oh, I haven't identified my kid yet, and it scares me because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, they're gonna grow up thinking that they don't know what they are, or like that they could transition into something else. And
but wouldn't that be transitioning with parent approval?
yeah, that's what I'm like saying, like, to take away. Does that make sense?
But if they have parent approval, it sounds like you're talking about parents who give approval that they should be trans.
She was like, that's such an interesting thing. I've never thought of that, right? She gave, and I was like, I was like, cut, that's so perfect. I'm so glad I captured that like the conservative person was so clearly just kind of needed to hear the right thing and maybe got bumped in the right direction. And I posted it feeling so confident, and 90% of the comments were about how fat she was. And I really felt like what am I contributing to in this culture? And like, in some ways, I'm extremely proud of the left. I'm extremely proud of the people that I've met, organizing and being in these conversations. And I don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. And I would also say that the right definitely has its issue with violence, right? We talk about political violence, like, you know, Gretchen Whitmer, Josh Shapiro, Paul Pelosi, you know, I could go on and on.
Hang on. Okay, so he said Gretchen Whitmer, Paul Pelosi. Wait, what's Gretchen Whit? Why am I blanking on? What's Gretchen Whitmer, dude? Why am I blanking on that? Gretchen, like what? Oh my God. No, he fucking did not, dude. No, he did not. I literally, I'm like, Gretchen, because I'm trying to think of like actual victims of political violence. Wow, dude. He straight up said Gretchen Whitmer. That is unbelievable. Like they don't know anything. Like they don't know anything. Every defendant got acquitted because 14 of like the 15 people were FBI they were undercover, they were FBI informants. There were like no real conspirators at all. That's unreal, dude. That's unbelievable. Oh my God, dude. Oh, wow. That's amazing, dude.
But like, I am startled very often by how quick people are to grab onto like righteous violence. And I don't know. I understand his assessment when he says so much for the tolerant left. Like that's kind of in some ways a lot of things that I've seen.
Yeah, let me also address Paul Pelosi, because I've heard Destiny bring up Paul Pelosi as well, and you're all, Paul Pelosi, you're like, Paul Pelosi was attacked. If it was how it appeared, it was like some dude who was living in a bus in Berkeley. Like, this was a loony bin guy. What was he doing there? Like, what was he doing there? I mean, like, you know, obviously they did the whole like, oh, it's a MAGA guy thing, but it's like, but he's not. He's a crazy person he lives in a bus that has like rainbows and stuff like painted on it in Berkeley. And there's a million things that were super sus about that entire situation. Even if it's real, like, what was he doing in the house again? And I don't even understand how the right, like, what did the right have to do with the Paul Pelosi thing? I think like Destiny said that he saw like people on the right making fun of him, but it's like, well, I mean, first of all, he didn't die. He was fine. I think what they were making fun of more so was like, well, was this dude like, you know, going down on him or something? Like, what the hell was the guy doing in the house? Or they were making fun of how stupid the story was.
Was there something you saw in particular that you were like, man, that's too far?
Yeah, about Charlie? Or, I mean, yeah, I saw someone post like, proud to be a UVU alum today. And like, it's also people in my hallways, right, who are just maybe a little bit terminally online. But like, I don't know, I for sure seen some, why am I gonna be sad? I'm glad he's in the grave. A lot of comments like that.
Nah, real shit though, how do we know that Charlie Kirk didn't die of a fentanyl overdose? You feel me? Like, we gotta wait on the toxicology reports come out, cause, okay, we might have saw a gunshot and shit, but we also saw somebody put their knee on somebody else's neck, and we saw other people still say that person died of fentanyl overdose.
What was some of the rhetoric you saw online that was like particularly insane to see? What kind of things were they saying?
Seeing people in comments on like big news pages that are like, yeah, well, anyways, what's for dinner? Or
yeah, that was pretty nuts. I think the craziest thing I saw that day was when TMZ had an entire room of people cheer when it was announced that he actually died. Goat meat, do you know about Frazzle Drip? You should. Love you. I don't, but I will look it up. Good sir. Thank you for the super chat. Frazzle Drip. Shrooms, what's up, dude? Thank you for the super chat. He's trying to use the Fed entrapment thing with Gretchen Whitmer as MAGA political violence. Exactly. I honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they know and what they don't. You know, like there's like, it's like some of these things where you're like, this isn't even up for debate anymore, dude. Like, you're talking about the Steele dossier. You're like, you're the Steele dossier, probable cause. Are you guys out of your mind? You know, like they like don't know anything. Peter Gohawks. Yeah, it's Baron Coleman's most recent video talking about Turkey Tom's video, the best argument for why the feds or Israel involved with Lang and Tom. Okay, I'll check that out, dude. Because again, the video that I did that I dropped yesterday, feds suppressing evidence and all of that came from threads that we pulled on from that video. And then from there, there's so much more, dude. Like there's so much more. Honestly, it's over. Like it's breaking my brain because I'm working on that at the same time all day. Like, you know, and I have all this information coming in and I'm like trying to do my like normal work. And it's just like, I'm much better at talking than I am compiling massive amounts of information and then trying to organize it in a way that's going to be coherent. You know what I mean? But there's a lot more coming for sure.
well, this is karma. Like this was deserved. Nobody deserves to be shot and killed. Nobody. Doesn't matter if they're Democratic Party, Republic Party, does not matter.
Yeah.
Nobody deserves to be shot and killed in front of their family.
Yeah.
No one.
How did we get to this point where it's so divided we can't even look at the other party, you know? So it's disappointing, you know,
Yeah.
It's shocking.
So you monitored the online discourse in the immediate aftermath of the shooting?
First few hours, I for sure.
That's enough time.
Democrats own what happened today.
Bro, I'd be so pressed if this guy shot me.
Yeah.
So you kind of I saw like two different narratives on the right. They were like, all right, this is the turning point for the left. Like they have officially gone haywire. I think Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer said, we are all Charlie Kirk. And then, you know, I think libs of TikTok said, this is war. So it was like the, you know, spawn point for like a larger domestic conflict that's going to be apparently spearheaded by the left. Then there was a lot of people that I saw celebrating the death, saying like, this is what he deserves for.
There you go. Good question. Good question, guy. Okay. At least you're asking the right questions because again, the idea that it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's going to be the right. You're all, so the left commits murder, right? You know, like they commit a murder in front of all of us and they're like, oh no, now we need to be concerned about like right-wing violence. You're all, Okay, I mean, at some point, I guess that might happen, like in some distant, like hypothetical future. But at this point, it's just the left that did it. And then you have the attorney general in Virginia. 5 seconds later, he's all, I want to shoot their kids in the face. And the DNC's all, that's fine. We're still just going to endorse this guy. Anquiva is going to hit hard on Halloween. Huh? I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. But yeah. Okay, so let's see what he says to this.
His rhetoric about Gaza and immigration, and they pointed to some of his quotes where I think one quote said, it was something like, I'm willing to accept gun violence and gun deaths as a natural byproduct of the freedom.
Yeah, let's read exactly what he said there, because everyone used that as some gigantic, whoa. Okay, that I need to come back to. Yeah, so they were like, Charlie Kirk died on his own platform, okay, because he said he's fine with kids getting killed in schools, and so he got killed on a campus. It's like, that is definitely not what he said at all. Okay, they asked him about gun deaths, and he said it's worth the cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment. Like, that's like, how I don't even understand how that's like even like a controversial statement. Anybody who believes in the Second Amendment obviously knows there are going to be people who get killed by guns every year. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and by the way, here you go, Mr. Grant. The feds have said case closed, publicly at least. They have. Like, they're, you know what I mean? They're like, when they asked him, when Kash Patel was talking about investigating other like connected parties, he said that if they find anything, they'll pass it to the state and the state would prosecute them. Do you guys know a lot of like federal resources being used on investigations that are not going to be prosecuted by federal prosecutors? I honestly don't know. I'm not saying that as if I know, but as far as I understand it, like usually, like if the feds are doing an investigation, it would be a federal investigation. Like, as an example, if you were investigating, you know, additional parties that may have been involved in planning and executing this assassination, it would be like a federal crime that you would try under some kind of terror law. I don't know. Or maybe that he's just pretending that they're not investigating them, and maybe they are. I have absolutely no idea. I could tell you that there's a lot of smoke there. If they start looking under the hood, dude, a lot of fucking smoke, man.
That we have with our Second Amendment. And there was just a couple different things where people were making it seem like this was a symbolic victory for the left. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty adamant, and I don't shy away from how much I
see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Fucking A, I can't. I absolutely can't with that clip, dude. I literally can't with that clip. That is such, like, I can't. I cannot believe that they show that clip like that. Okay? What they were saying was that DEI programs, they create racism, because if you know that you're flying on an airline that implements lowered standards for, as an example, pilots, if they're black, then thought crime, when you're on the plane and you see a black pilot, you're automatically going to go, man, I hope he's qualified, which is common sense and 100% accurate. Anybody, any black person who gets on a plane is going to think the same thing. This is not a racist thing. That's just, if you know that people who fit a certain, you know, like, what do you call it? Demographic, you know, category, they have much lower standards to qualify for critical job that you know, that you count on to survive the next 3 hours. And you see that demographic going into the pilot's chair. Who's not going to think that? Do you know, like, who's not going to think that? You think black people are just going to be all, oh, good, you know, we got a black pilot. Like, you know, I feel very comfortable now. I'm not at all concerned that this particular black person might be underqualified, since I know that black people are all given lower qualifications. Like, I can't believe that they use that clip. It's infuriating.
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence?
I disagree with him on 1,000 different fronts. And
they literally they show one sentence and then act like that represents his opinion, you know? Like, just like when AOC goes in front of Congress and goes, let's be clear about who this man was. Charlie Kirk said he disagreed with the Civil Rights Act, which gave blacks the right to vote. And you're like, yeah, he did. He did disagree with the Civil Rights Act. However, he disagreed with how it was being applied in these types of situations, like the LGBT, whatever, how it was being used in modern day. He disagreed with the application of the law. He never in any way implied that black people shouldn't be allowed to vote. And you are an evil, psychotic lunatic to even read whatever psychotic lunatic wrote on that paper for you to go in front of the world and lie about a dude who just got killed for. Like, what are you doing? That's like, stuff like that is like if I saw a Republican do that, because I'm not a Republican, but like I'm currently voting on the Republican side. If I saw a conservative do that, and I like, if exact same situation, I would be like, I wouldn't vote for that person if they were running against a bottle of kombucha. I'd be like, bottle of kombucha. I would rather have an incompetent, inanimate object than something that dishonest and evil.
Feel like I don't know why it's so hard to not hold that in one hand and in the other hand hold that's a human being, that's a father of two children, right? Like that both of those can fully coexist at the same time. And in some ways, I have a lot of respect for Charlie Kirk for being so open to debate, for being such an incredible organizer.
Are people talking about 3i Atlas that don't really? Yeah, I uploaded about 3i Atlas today. Are you talking to me, Noriega? Because we can dance, dude. I'm in the mood to dance. Let's do that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna give this weasel another few minutes. Hang on. Let me see if there's anything that we need to watch here before I go over to Kyle Kulinski, because I'm going to fucking destroy Kyle Kulinski today. Let's see, conspiracy theories emerge, or dehumanization and empathy. Okay, so you guys let's do conspiracy theories. You guys down with that? Are you guys down with that? I love it, dude. They always come in and they'll be like, you are worthless. I'm like, what? Oh, really? Why? And then they just disappear.
As physically possible. This guy, whoever he was, had the leverage, the vantage point to take out as many people as he could have. But no, he just took one person. It was a one and done, and that was it. And that's why I don't believe it was someone who was a radical, like just a leftist radical acting upon his own. I think this is a professional job.
Yeah.
There is a tweet out there. I'm not sure who tweeted it. I could fact check it real quick. Who's talking about the Israeli government killing Charlie Kirk because he was having some second thoughts or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think that is a possibility.
Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
Along with Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson changing their views on Israel. However, Charlie Kirk received quite a bit of money from AIPAC to support Israel interest in the United States.
I've been to Israel twice. I love Israel. I love Israel, the place. I love Israel as it protects access to biblical archaeology.
So hopefully, and it's not a good thing he's dead. I'm not going to say that, but hopefully he died because he came to his senses and did the right thing and put America's interest above Israel's, not the other way around.
What? I don't really I don't know what the other way around would be, but okay, for the content, thank you for the $5 for your content in your video on Monday about Sky 5000 Last. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Appreciate you. That was, there's much more coming too. 3i Atlas, last A3I, last AC1, last act. Last act. Man, that is very CIA-ish. I am not gonna lie. That is what about the eye though? What about the eye? But the CIA does love to do that.
What was the security situation on the ground there?
Here's the thing. There was huge pros and cons. huge pro, a lot of security guards, a lot that were directing me in specific places. But the con is it was fully open, like anyone could wander in. And also there's rooftop access at UVU, which is like a, I don't know, I think that the shooter is suspected to be a sniper on one of the roofs. For some reason.
Oh, he's all, I have no idea. Like, wait, so what? Like, I think that like the sniper was like suspected to be like on the roof or something. I'm not really sure. Let me go ahead and see what date was this. Let me see the exact date this was uploaded. Oh, all right. Never mind. This was, okay. He gets a pass on that actually.
Reason this makes people think that I'm in on it, that I was a mic or I was a, I don't even know what a mic is. I learned that term two hours ago.
What is it?
I don't know.
I
think it's like
is it like some sort of
I don't know. I kept saying
for liberal.
No. It was like I was shouting a call, and I said,
oh, like you had a code word.
Yeah, like I had a code word, and because
wait, I would never. I will always do the videos. Thank you, sweetheart. Don't talk like I'm confused. Jesse, don't talk like that. What? I don't even, what are you talking about? Did I like say something I don't remember? I feel like Vanessa, what's up, girl? What if the FBI wasn't questioning or following any of these kids? That's kind of how it feels to me, to be honest, dude. Like, does that say Vanessa, California, SD 444? Is that San Diego, California? Because do we know each other in real life? Because we lived there for 6 years, long time ago. I was doing an impression of that guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, we lived in San Diego. We lived in La Jolla and then Point Loma. All right, let's see. Let's finish this up and then I'm going to go fucking
I was talking about shooting, so they're like, that's got to be it.
Go.
And I also said, I said great right after responding to him. And I think I don't even know why I said great. I think I was just like.
It's a high pressure situation.
Yeah. Well, I was like, maybe it was just like, let me think about this for 2 seconds.
It's like being on stage during a talent show when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You like think you're going to kill it, but you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I just watched the guy get murdered and I'm in such a good mood. Like, I know I've been saying that I like this, that, but like, no, this is fine. Like, I'm just laughing and joking around, you know. Just laughing and ha 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 ha. Okay, now it's time for me to pull my unit out and this guy. Okay, so Kyle Kulinski is going to take a hard one. What? Heather B, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Wish it was more. God bless. Listen, that is plenty. Thank you so much. Yeah, exactly. Why was he practicing his reaction? You know? That's like, yeah, he's like, oh, I just happened to be, I asked him the most ironic and poetic timed question of all time, and I practiced my reaction, in advance. But no, dude, I definitely had nothing to do with this. Okay, now I'm going to fucking destroy Kyle Kulinski. Let's do this.
Rogan is continuing his rapid fall from grace, formerly the #1 podcast in the world. Jumped on the MAGA bandwagon and has slowly but surely sort of declined in relevance.
Joe Rogan has declined in relevance. Let's see. Let's go. Let's see. Top 10 podcast rankings. Let's just see, right? Oh my gosh. You guys aren't going to believe it. Joe Rogan is still #1. Kyle Kulinski, 15 seconds in, he's already sounding like a fucking retard. Sounding like is a retard. You're just dropping in relevance. You're all, oh, you mean like in your echo chamber of people that no one gives a fuck about? Like, I'm sure Joe Rogan is crushed that you nerds aren't listening to him anymore. Like, geez, I'm sure he's not thinking to himself, man, it was really generous of me to like have this guy on my show and be all nice to him. And now he's acting like this because what? Like he's upset that I voted for the other guy. What kind of small-minded fucking idiot would do that? Like, I think he thinks much less of you than you do of him, but that's because you think the same of him as you do of anyone else who happened to have voted for Trump, which makes you a fucking moron, Kyle Kulinski.
Now you have, of course, the comedy civil war, where you have a bunch of comedians who are basically saying, I think the Austin comedy scene is kind of cringe and kind of whack, and I have no interest in being there. It's very right-wing in nature. We don't like that.
It's there's a civil war among the fucking irrelevant nerds that that are not invited to Austin, and the Austin crew that like are the most popular and successful comedians in the world. They're all, I hate Theo Von, man. Theo Von bombed during his Netflix special. You're all, wow, he had a bad night and is going through some stuff, and you're gloating about that. That's awesome. That's probably really good karma. It's probably going to be really good for your career. You know, if I could teach everyone one thing, everyone in the world, one thing, if you cheer for everyone's success and genuinely root for everyone, you will become successful. That is a fact. I root for everyone to succeed. Even Kyle, dude. I want him to be successful so that I can use his content to make my viewers laugh about his dumb face. Dude, hey, we need to bring back ass kickings. We're going to kick some Republican ass, Crystal. Gosh, when you talk tough, Kyle, it just gets my panties in a bunch. You should probably take them off before I can't walk. He's all, first I need to kick Jesse on Fire's ass. Then I'll take care of that, the JJ.
You have, it's just, things have sort of fallen apart in the Rogan verse. A lot of the people in the Rogan sphere are also sort of losing cultural relevance. Think of Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, those types of people. And
I have an idea. Why don't you name who you think is taking their place, right? Okay, because like, are you just saying that like no one cares about stand-up anymore? That's an argument. Because if Rogan and Tom Segura, whoever, are losing relevance, then who's going to fill that slot, right? It has to be some genius Democrat that everybody loves. That's like, oh, see, look at how relevant that guy is. You're all, I'm just saying, like, who's the hot shit that is filling that need? He's all, well, listen, I'm more of a tear people down guy rather than identify any actual trends. So I'm not going to say anything about it. Kick my ass, Kyle. Kick my fucking ass, Kyle. What have you been doing to prepare for the fight, Kyle? Are you a Taekwondo guy? Do you take a class with the 8-year-olds? He probably does fucking class of the 8-year-olds, dude. What?
In the midst of this downfall, Rogan is somehow still finding ways to humiliate himself and to embarrass himself. So here we go. Here he is talking to the trigonometry idiots, who I always get a kick out of for how immensely wrong they are about fucking everything all the time.
Nope, I'm sorry. This is going to be too good. I have to start this stream over. I have to do this all on its own because I'm going to fucking destroy this idiot, and I want it to be its own thing. I don't want anyone to miss this thing. I don't want everybody to have to sit through a fucking hour of me and Hunter Kozak before I absolutely eviscerate this guy. I'm going to tear his fucking teeth out, dude. I'm going to take pliers and grab his fucking tongue, pull it out, and then cut it off. Except not really, because I don't want him hurt. I'm just going to eviscerate him. I'm going to have jokes forever. I'm going to fucking annihilate him. So I will be right back on in about 10 minutes. See you guys in a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I got super chats. Hey, Jesse, watch you every day. I've been around since you had about 10,000 subs. I've also emailed you many times, and you used to respond. I get you're busy, super busy now. Utah, iBoy. Dude, listen, I'll tell you what's actually going on is my email inbox is absolutely out of control. All of my people that I work with, like, thank you for the super chat very much. All the sponsors, everybody, I like the sponsors. I'm like, here's my cell phone. That like, there is a very large chance that I'm going to miss it. I got invited to a panel with Alex Stein and some other guys. October 16th, I completely missed it. Like, just did not even see it. The guy emailed me again today. He's like, hey, we moved the date just in case you're interested this time. I'm like, I didn't even see this email, dude. So that's what's going on there. Thank you for the super chat. Bronson, thank you for the super chat, good sir. Kyle's an idiot. Hunter wasn't involved. Huge fan, Jesse. I think you're way off on a lot of your takes on the Charlie Kirk. Wait, so who do you think did it? Wait, Kyle is an idiot, and wait, Hunter wasn't involved. I mean, like, you think that I'm off? I'm saying Tyler. Actually, have you watched my video from yesterday? What possible take could you argue? I literally lay it out, and it's like, here's proof, like straight up proof connecting Lance Twiggs, Tyler Robinson, Sky Valdez, who fucking wrote a song, Charlie Kirk Dead at 31, posted it on SoundCloud 3 weeks before, made a painting of a person in a prone position in the exact spot where the shot was taken from, with the landscape behind him literally identical. There's a photograph, and I tried to find that last night and I couldn't fucking find it. It's because it was in my other email. And it's literally the exact. It's absurd how exact the image is. Hold on, I'll show it to you real quick. Oh my God, I found it. Okay, check this out, dude. Check this out. All right. Oops. Okay. So here you go. This is the painting that Sky Valdez, the person who fucking wrote Charlie Kirk Dead at 31 and posted on SoundCloud 3 weeks before he was murdered, and did this painting on their Instagram. Okay. It says roof 8/13. This was posted on August 13th. It's a person right here in a prone position with an AK-47 rifle right there next to them. Okay. And then watch this. This is where the shot was taken. Look at the landscape. Look at the fence. It's identical. Like, here's the fence right here. There are the mountains. Like, I mean, I think you're gonna have a high burden of proof that like my takes are like, off on that particular topic, dude. Anyway, okay. So thank you for the super chat, my dude. When you fight Kyle, do only slaps. I'm never gonna fight Kyle. I would let him win just because I think it would be so funny, dude. Chris Koch, thank you very much for the super chat. I mean, maybe if he if he's doing well enough, then I will. I don't know. I'm not gonna punch him, dude. He's not a worthy adversary. That's just mean. He's the kind of guy that I would I would just mount, and then I would hold his arms and then be all, look at, this is what Americana feels like. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but this is what it would be like, And then if you did this, see what you're doing, how you're frantically trying to push me off of you. You see when I go like this and I put my arm here and I grab your elbow, this, I'm going to armbar you and break your arm. So don't do that. Don't make your arm straight. Kyle, I'm trying to help you so you can kick ass. You are an ass kicking machine. And look, if you do that, if you see somebody grab your heel like that, that means they might, if you feel they're about to guillotine your heel and you see them kind of sliding to entangle your legs, they're setting up some kind of leg attack, like maybe a straight foot lock. They might even, I don't know, if they want to be really mean, they might heel hook you. But keep trying, Kyle. Kick our ass, you fucking weirdo. Anyway, I will be right back, and we're going to do this. It's going to be really, really fun, dude.